Hello and welcome back to This Is Fine, a podcast for a pandemic. My name is Dana Beeler. I aim to talk to musicians, mostly musicians that I know, my friends, about the current state of the world, current pandemic situation, and how it's affecting our livelihood and, our lives in general. It's pretty candid, casual conversations that we're having, and play a couple songs for you. So yeah, let's get right into it. Today's guest, Tomato, is a high-energy husband and wife duo from St. John, New Brunswick. We would probably normally be seeing each other at the ECMAs in a couple weeks, but that won't be happening. So I thought I'd give them a call, and we could chat about family, creativity, and their day-to-day. Staying sane. So yeah, this is us talking on Zoom. I enjoy the overalls.
Oh, thank you. I put them back on just for you. Yeah. They weren't on, and then I was like, oh, if I'm going to be filmed, I have to be in my isolation overalls, obviously.
That's so funny.
I don't know. I'm just trying to start some little things to be positive.
Yeah, I feel that. Oh man, it's very it's very confusing. It's a confusing time for sure.
Yeah, and sometimes I'm like, well, maybe it's not a positive time. Maybe this is not what I'm doing. But then I hear people laughing, sending me silly walks, and that makes me feel positive. So I'm selfish. I'm like, oh, I love hearing you laugh. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's silly walk.
Do you want to explain the silly walk for me, I guess?
It's totally just based off of Monty Python. But they had a whole skit about the Ministry of Silly Walks, and anyway, I was out for a walk with our daughter and trying to make life fun. And so we decided to have a silly walking contest while we were walking down the street. And then we got John into it, and he did it. And then I was like, okay, we should just have everybody doing this because we were laughing so hard.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, we thought it was hilarious. So we just decided to share it and then try to get as many people to silly walk as possible because it just made us laugh, and we just wanted other people to laugh at themselves too.
What's the situation like there?
It's pretty locked down. I mean, I had to go out the other day to get a couple of things and to drop some groceries off on somebody's doorstep that's quarantining. And I was really proud of the St. John area because it's nobody's out. Everybody's adhering to the recommendations to stay home. And there's not a lot of news here because people are doing the things
that they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I mean, I'm sure there are people that aren't. And I'm actually on a few mom network, kind of websites that I kind of creep around on, but I don't ever say anything. And I've seen a few parents that are like, what am I going to do? My teenagers aren't respecting it, but I don't know. I feel like they're all figuring it out.
Yeah.
That was a whole week ago.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. It feels like time has stopped. Or also that maybe it's a bad dream and it'll go away.
It definitely has a dream vibe for sure.
Yeah. I think it'll be another couple days, maybe weeks before it sinks in completely. But I mean, I don't know. So you have a child, your daughter. She goes to school normally. She's not homeschooled or anything like that.
Yes.
So how is that for you?
It's good for me because she really is kind of a homebody,
Right.
and she's used to like being pulled out of school for things here and there to go on the road, and it's not like the first time that she's had to do school stuff,
right?
Not in school.
You're talking about me.
I'm talking about. She's also like, she's an only child, very independent. Not, I don't know. She's like kind of loving being home.
Right. Yeah.
Go to school.
That's
And
fair.
I mean, you can come over here, Lucy, and just speak for yourself. Come on over.
Oh.
She's 9 in grade 4.
Oh my goodness.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
Good. How's being home with your parents all the time? Being in the house. You love it. We are very different children. I only know this because I watch your mother's Instagram stories, and you were on it predominantly. How is your training going?
Good.
Good. You're being trained via Zoom, Skype, something?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. She's gone quiet now.
I know. All right. Well, we're going to keep talking then, Liz. All right. Yeah. I mean, we're pretty chill about all of it. I mean, I don't know. I try to have like somewhat of a schedule, but I'm like, if she reads a book and like watches a show in French and like,
yeah,
I don't know. We're like living in a new reality. Like, I feel like school doesn't even matter right now. Like a lot of my friends that are parents are like, I'm so stressed about homeschooling. I'm trying to work from home and this isn't going well. And I'm like, man, it's fine if your kid like can't do fractions right now. Like just like teach them to like sew a button or like help you cook something or like change a tire. Like none of it matters.
That would be much better skills, I feel like, for sure. I feel like my nephew is out hunting in the woods or something right now. It's like dad's probably teaching him to build a tent or something. Build a tent? I obviously don't know what I'm talking about.
There's some tent building that happens.
They did build a very large snowman in their front yard, so they're building something.
We tried to build a snowman today, but we just like ran out of steam. It was like just like a mound, and then we were like,
like never mind. Never mind.
It's fine.
Remember it was Tuesday when I found you in that cafe. Cha-cha music playing from the vinyl spinning round. You were sipping on espresso like a bitter manifesto, talking to yourself, furrow in your brow. Now, I'd be lost without you, baby, a kite without a string. I'd be lost without you, baby, just hanging in the wind. I'd be lost without you, honey, surely you could see you'd be lost without me. Was a clumsy introduction. Asked you how you liked your muffin. You rolled your eyes and shifted in your chair. The cha-cha kept on playing. I forget what you were saying. I was distracted by the color of your hair. You didn't care. I'd be lost without you, baby, a kite without a string. I'd be lost without you, baby, just hanging in the wind. I'd be lost without you, honey, but surely you could see you'd be lost without me. You'd be lost without me. We're tangled and we're twisted, braided like a rope left over right. It's a healthy codependence. It'll never break, never come untied. Hey! Did I paint a pretty picture? I made a rhyme, that should be enough. Won't push my luck. I've been lost without you, baby. A kite without a string. I've been lost without you, baby. Just hanging in the wind. I've been lost without you, honey. Surely you can see you'd be lost without me. I've been lost without you, baby. A kite without a string. I've been lost without you, baby. Just hanging in the wind. I've been lost without you, honey. Surely you can see you'd be lost without me. You'd be lost without me. You'd be lost without me.
So again, just like from watching your guys' Instagram stories and knowing you through that mostly, you like started doing CrossFit this year? You started again this year, last year, I guess.
I started like a year and a half ago, I want to say. I think it'll be 2 years in like May or June.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And you can't do that now, obviously, because you can't be in a gym.
Well, but I can because, so CrossFit is this like massive community. And from the highest level down, everybody's still doing it in their homes, and they're like still programming workouts and modifying and scaling everything to make it all accessible.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I did a Zoom class today.
Wow.
Our coach is still coaching, and we're all just kind of making do and supporting each other along the way. And like, it's actually been a game changer for me during this time because I've been maintaining that connection with that community.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, we're all sharing like what we do every day and posting a little picture, and it's just keeping ourselves accountable and still cheering each other on. It's been very positive. There's something to be said though for like those endorphins and vitamin D, and like I'm not like a runner. I mean, I run whenever we have to run for CrossFit workouts, but I'm not like a runner day to day.
Running
and
sucks.
I'm starting to get into it more just out of necessity, but I felt like I was like flying. I think it was because it was the first run of the spring season, and I had, it was just something I could do, and I felt so much better running now than I did at the end of the fall.
Yeah.
So like I could feel like I was making progress, like going to the gym works.
Yeah. It really does.
Yeah.
So weird.
It's crazy how like exercising and like taking care of yourself that are positive for you.
It's so weird. Eating right, all that, not drinking too much. It's all very good for you. So strange.
I know.
Life altering, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, like that community has just been, I talk to people from the gym every single day.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It's nice to also have friends that like are not in the music industry at all. They have nothing to do with music. It's just kind of like interesting. Weird. I don't know what that's like at all. I know. I'm like, you're like regular,
just regular people.
Like grown-up jobs.
Weird.
What's the salary like?
Yeah. Oh God.
The pension?
You have security.
What are these words?
Job security? Oh God. Weird. Speaking of, what plans did you have for the springtime, or did you have any plans for the springtime? And have they been canceled?
Yes, we had plans, and yes, they've been canceled. We had a little run in Nova Scotia, actually. We were going to be at the Carlton and the Evergreen Theatre and Bedford House Concerts, and we were really excited because we were going to start playing brand new music.
Shoot.
Yeah, and then we also had a tour in the UK in May, and that's canceled. So, yeah.
Are you
But,
rescheduling or?
We're looking at the UK, for the UK, you mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean for both.
Yeah, I think, well, one of the venues in Nova Scotia is like a seasonal place. So I don't know if it will work out timing wise, like with their season. But so there's that. And then in the UK, we're looking at the late fall, maybe to postpone and reschedule.
Might be at the same time.
Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah. I feel like, do you feel like you can think of that far ahead in this like moment in time? And I know like in a normal situation, thinking about September wouldn't be that big of a deal, but just like in the situation that we're in.
I mean, yes and no. I feel I'm one of those people that's been like reading a lot and like researching a lot and trying not to be alarmist, but trying to be informed.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually, I think it's pretty optimistic to think that we'd be able to go anywhere by then anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to plan things and, you know, if by some miracle we can go, then that'll be all sorted and we'll be all set to go. But like, I'm very much kind of swallowing the pill of like the reality that I don't know if any of us will be going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I'm very much like, I don't know. The two festivals that we had were both like, we're going to reschedule for like it was the same week span. Everything would have been, we could have just like picked up and moved to September, end of September, early October. And I was just like, I can't think about that. I don't know how to think about that right now because it doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
I don't know. And I understand that like festivals and venues have to kind of like be planning for that, but I commend people who are like, okay, we just picked up and moved our entire tour to 6 months later, or like 4 or 5 months later, which is mind-boggling.
Plus, like, I mean, I don't want to be like dark, but there's also a part of me that's like really not feeling like singing songs. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love to sing, obviously, but like, there's a part of me that's like just trying to trudge through life right now. And that sounds like, well, let's bring it back to running. It's like when your legs feel like so heavy afterwards and you're like, I'm just trying to like stretch and like my hamstrings and my shins and like everything hurts. I just feel like everything hurts in my soul. And I'm like, I just don't know if I could even like think about getting up on a stage and like being energetic and happy.
And I've had this conversation with a few different people, and it's very much like I am really impressed by everyone who is doing these like Facebook Lives and doing these concerts online and finding some other way to like get their music out there. And I don't know how to feel, I guess, there's a little bit of it almost feels like there's a little bit of a pressure as a musician to like hop on that live stream train, like hurry up, you know? And I've gotten lots of private messages from people too that are like, hey, would you guys do a live stream? Like, what do you know? And I'm like, I'm so grateful that like someone would be watching. Like thank you for asking us about it. But if we're going to do it, we really want to do it right. And, you know, my setup it would be very pared down, which might be really nice and different for us to do because like I can't play all my, like the washboard is like the most annoying sound on earth. Like, it is. And so like that would not go well in like
people's like iPhone speakers. Like you can't like balance that. So I probably wouldn't play any drums at all. It would just be John playing like acoustic and we would just be singing. And that might be really nice, refreshing for us too. I mean, I'm a singer first.
When did you get back from Nashville?
We got back March the 7th, which was,
whoa.
Yeah. And it was 6 hours before they were like, okay, if you get home Sunday the 8th, you have to quarantine for 14 days.
Oh my God.
So we got in at 6 p.m. the night before that.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was crazy.
It's crazy. What was the airport like then? Because it was like pretty intense. And like you guys were in Nashville for the tornado? Tornado, I guess they have there.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're actually doing a little, I haven't really talked about it very much, but any sales that we have during the month of March, we're donating to the community of Middle Tennessee's emergency fund.
Oh, wow.
Right now, I guess March is almost over already, but anyway, yeah, I mean, we were in Nashville for the tornado. We were about 20 minutes away from where that hit.
Whoa.
But it hit the last time we were in Nashville, we stayed right in the middle of where that happened.
Wow.
And it's pretty much like the musician, like hipster hub of Nashville, which is large because Nashville has a huge musician population and artist population. So we pretty much everyone we know lives there. So we had a lot of friends affected by that, but nobody like lost their house. I mean, everybody had like no power and stuff, but we were like totally unscathed. We were fine.
Okay.
We were 20 minutes away. And the airports were like, we were in 5 airports with all the traveling to get there. And the airports were actually pretty chill. I think we only saw maybe like, I want to say half a dozen people wearing face masks. And at that time, it was still like, it was before they were like, those don't actually help you.
Right. Yeah. Like, that's not going to do anything.
Yeah, it was actually like, it wasn't bad. And we were really, I had like bought hand sanitizer and face masks and Lysol wipes and stuff. And I just like had them in my backpack. I just didn't know if we needed them or would need them. And I just like was prepared, but we actually didn't really need that stuff until we were almost all the way home. And then things were starting to kind of escalate.
Yeah.
And we were like starting to wipe everything down and yeah.
And in Nashville, you were working on a record?
Yeah. We recorded all the bed tracks for our next album. And so we're still working on that so we recorded the bed tracks there, but we're going to do the vocals and some other things here because we have our own studio. So we're just kind of, it's like a mishmash?
Something like that. Yeah, you got it.
We'll say mishmash.
Mishmash.
A mishmash of some things. And it went really well. And it's very like, I think our industry is like kind of guilty of like putting people in a box. It just makes life easier, I think, to be organized that way, to be like, you are this kind of music, you are that kind of music. So I think this next one might be a bit of a curveball for some people. But I like curveballs. And plus, like, it's our 5th album.
Wow.
So like, it would be kind of weird if it sounded the same as the first one. Because, you grow and you change. So, yeah. So this one is going to be definitely different. And we're really pumped about it. Although now we're completely like questioning and revisiting how to even
do it.
Yeah. So I don't know, but we're still just like plugging away, like for music's sake, because music, like we want to finish it, however we end up releasing it.
Yeah. And I mean, your performing is how you make your money.
Yeah. And I teach too. And John is has our studio, and he's he's renovating it right now because he's making it acoustically perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like engineered by a sound acoustics architecture guy.
Okay. Did not know that was a job, but great.
It's a thing. Yeah, I didn't either. So he's totally renovating it so that he can offer mastering services as well.
Amazing. That's so cool.
It is really cool. I don't know how mastering is such a mysterious wizardry, but yeah, he can do that. So he just hasn't really talked about it very much because the renos aren't done, and he doesn't want to be like, you should come here, but actually not yet.
So what do you think your timeline's going to be for the record now?
Well, I think if we stick with our original timeline, we'll be releasing it in the fall. Like, I think maybe our first single would come out in maybe, I don't know, like maybe late September, early October.
Okay.
And then have a couple more. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
We actually have like a document with this information, but I'm not looking at it right now.
That's fair.
I'm like, all I know is that I'm going to have a Beyond Meat burger for dinner.
Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah, I made pulled pork. Well, I put a picnic roast into a slow cooker, and that made pulled pork.
That's when you pull it with the forks?
Yeah.
It's like a whole technique. Does that technique come from Latin America?
I have no idea. But maybe? I don't know. I didn't know. I just
feel like it's like, I don't know. We lived in Miami, and there's a really large population of people there from Cuba, which I realize is not Latin America, but I feel like that might be like a Cubano thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Slow cookers. You guys are vegan, vegetarian?
We're veggie. Yeah. Not vegan.
No. Then I don't suggest making it. It's very meat heavy. Pulled pork is. But slow cookers have been a life-changing invention for me.
Yeah. When we were in Nashville, the people we were staying with, we made they have a pressure cooker.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, and we made like this like curry dish in the pressure cooker. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, it was ready in 5 minutes.
What?
Yeah, they like pushed a button. John's about to come in here.
Okay.
They pushed a button, and it was like, and then steam, and then like pop, and then done.
Whoa, that's
Talking
so
about
wild.
The pressure cooker.
Yeah.
John.
Big music things over here.
It's an actual one.
Oh, he said, as a metaphor?
Hello.
Hey, sorry about that.
That's okay. How are you?
Great, thanks. How are you?
Just great. Just super. Tell me how you really are.
I'm actually great.
Okay, good.
Like,
cool.
Fantastic.
You're feeling fine?
Yeah.
Dealing with the situation?
It hasn't changed my day-to-day very much, except that Lisa and Lucy are around, so it's really nice. And it just kind of takes the daily grind, lets the pressure off of that pressure.
I was like, I don't know if John is even aware that we're in some kind of isolation, because he's just in the studio all day anyway.
Just regular life.
Yeah, and he's kind of introverted, so I think you're just fine.
Yeah, no, I'm like 100% fine. Worried about like what the next 6 months will look like, but
yes, economically, it'll be a interesting situation for sure. Yeah. For sure. So I'm gonna play 2 songs off of your Canary in a Coal Mine record. I picked Kite Song because I was listening to the record last night, and that was the one that I just like really liked a lot, and it like made my insides do like a flip, which is like a good thing, I feel like. So if you had a second song from that record to play, which one would it be?
Over to you, John.
I would say one of my personal favorites in terms of the production, that's kind of like a wild card one, is Sun, Moon, Stars, and Rain.
Okay.
Yeah, good call. That's a good
It's a
one.
fun one. Yeah.
And what's that one about?
I loved it.
It's kind of funny because it's really upbeat, but the lyrics are kind of dark. I actually
Love
wrote it on the flight to Australia,
Okay.
and it's kind of like inspired by E. Cummings, I guess.
Okay.
The way he uses words. There's a couple words in there that aren't actual words.
Okay.
There's one. Yeah.
Which
And
one? I forget.
you don't know?
Well, I'd have to like go through it in my head.
That's fine.
I'll wait.
But I wrote that kind of on the plane.
Never bees.
Never bees. Yeah.
I got it.
And it's one that I wrote like lyrics completely intact first, and then wrote the music to. So
Oh,
it's
cool.
like that.
In a little town without a name, day after day begins the same. Hear the bells clang inside the steeple. Women and their evermores rattle bones across the floor, breaking bread and staring at the table. No one ever comes, no one ever goes, no one knows of nothing but their own. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain, day and night, never change. Hour, minute, but and leave repeating. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain, nothing new, nothing strange. No one ever thought to look for meaning. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain. Children leave their early days, cut their hair and learn to pray, walk in lines and curse the bells that ring. Summer wrinkles into fall, they love their neighbors not at all, harvest in the silence of the evening. No one needs to worry, no one needs to lie, no one ever looks you in the eye. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain, day and night, never change. Hour, minute, but and leave repeating. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain, nothing new, nothing strange. No one ever thought to look for meaning. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain. Anyone dead, but anyone died. No flowers were laid by nobody's side. Shovels cut the dirt and turned the soul. He and she would never speak of them, or they or never be. They hold their grief and watch the sunset spoil. No one needs to hurry, no one needs to wait. Everybody's marching with their faith. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain, day and night, never change. Hour, minute, but and leave repeating. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain, nothing new, nothing strange. No one ever thought to look for meaning. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain, day and night, never change. Hour, minute, but and leave repeating. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain, nothing new, nothing strange. No one ever thought to look for meaning. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain. Beneath the sun, moon, stars, and rain.
And are you the primary songwriter in the duo? Okay, cool.
He's the only one.
The
I don't
only
write-
one.
I don't write any of the songs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I used to like try. It
Yeah.
would just annoy him. It would just annoy him. He said, I'm not as qualified, so I just stick to what I know better. Like I might help with arrangements or
Definitely.
Mhm.
harmony, and I can help with the production side of things. But yeah, I shouldn't
Cool.
be writing songs. Nobody needs to hear. We should all just like be nice.
You have written
I
some
mean-
songs. It's cool.
People should hear that. I really appreciate your positivity all of the time.
Oh,
I feel like must get exhausting sometimes, but I feel like it also is the thing that like brings you energy, which I don't understand at all because that is not my experience. But
well, thank you for saying that, because It's actually something I've consciously chosen to do. I was not always a positive and optimistic person. I've actually worked really hard to become one. And so I think, yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably what most people know of me like now, but it took a lot of darkness for me to get there. I had to go to some deep, dark places.
That's fair. That is fair. Yeah. No, doesn't go unnoticed. And it's definitely something that like always draws me to your like social media, which I understand isn't like the best, but I'm like going to people's social media, but I feel like that's how we communicate most of the time. I was like trying to think of the last time we saw each other, and I think maybe it was ECMAs last year, but the last memory I have of being in the same room as you is IDA when you guys played the brunch.
Yes.
But I'm sure we've seen each other before that. But I know that like, yeah. Anyways, positivity. It's really nice sometimes because the world is bleak a lot of the times. And
it's funny because the last album, there's a couple tunes that are like a little heavier and kind of deal with some more hard issues. And then this year, for whatever reason, I just didn't have it in me to get into it. So like the tunes are all really kind of positive or just light, and the whole thing's just really kind of fun. Like we didn't worry about genre at all. So if we wanted something kind of funky, we just made it funky. And if it's going to be a rock tune, it's a full on rock tune.
That's awesome.
There's no like gray in the album at all.
That's cool. I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, and we're excited for you to hear it.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. It's going to be cool. It's coming.
Are you going to work on vocals while you're in isolation for however long this happens for?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll just carry on and release it as planned, and people can listen to it online or whatever.
I think we might do some crowdfunding this time around. We've never done that before, which scares me a lot. But
I think it's just a necessity though nowadays. Like if people aren't going to buy your music, then you need to make the album somehow. Yeah.
You need to get them to buy something. And people are more apt to pay for literally anything except for a record, which I find so funny. It's like, pay $1,000 and we'll come to your home, or like, and you're like, 2 people will buy that. And you're like, why? Like, just buy the record. Just pay $10, buy the music so that I don't have to do this. Anyways,
yeah.
That's all. Yeah. That's my rant.
It's a really weird time for it. I feel like people would rather give you $20 than take a record.
It's so funny. I mean, whatever. It's great. People need to consume or want to consume content and music. And I guess we just have to figure out a way to give it to them.
Yeah. It's just a digital world. We were just talking about that today because we were like talking about the cost of product, and then we were like, I don't even know if it's worth doing that because
because if you make the album, you think like, okay, well, we don't have to get the albums printed, but it's not that much to get the albums printed. But then you think, but the graphics, the photos, blah blah, it's thousands of dollars just to print 500 albums.
Yeah. Crazy. And then if you get vinyl, it's another
double it.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing that
I feel like it's like 3,000 or 4,000 for 300 right now.
Yeah. That was the thing that like sparked our conversation about it, because John ordered mailing like boxes for vinyl today, and it was like the same amount in shipping as the boxes themselves. So you're like
doing
I'm like, I was like, the people making more money off our album than us include the person who took the photos, the people who made the cardboard boxes to put it in, Canada Post. Like it just goes on.
Oh God. Yeah.
I think that with theaters too, when they take a 15 or 20% commission, which I totally get, but I just think if I'm having a bad night, I think you just made more money profited more off our album.
Yeah. I also feel like that should just be worked into the cost of renting the theater, but I don't know. I feel like that's like thieving from artists when you take percentages of their merch.
Nowadays, anyway, where it's so like back in the days when people were moving a couple $1,000s in merch a night, that's a different thing. Yeah.
Like, you mean we're not doing that?
If you mean carrying around a couple $1,000s in merch, then yes.
Like physically moving it? Yeah.
This isolation thing is going to get crazy because
oh yeah.
I mean, I'm just thinking things like I'm going to have a ponytail by the time this thing's done. Like what? Just think little things like that we're not thinking of yet. No one will have haircuts. Like we'll all just be disheveled messes.
No haircuts, no dentists.
Yeah.
Dentist, we were talking about that today.
I don't think you can buy, like, no one can buy new clothes. I don't think. Maybe from Amazon, but I don't think so. Like, we're going to be very limited in our, like, consumer culture.
Which is not cool. A bad thing.
Which is cool. I mean, my pocketbook is going to be very happy for it. A lot of people won't have jobs. That is the uncool thing.
Yeah. Yeah. We were in the basement doing a workout together yesterday. John was like, oh no, I think I just tweaked something. And I was like, you can't get hurt right now. No. Sorry. We can't take you to see anybody to help you with that. So just put that down and do something else.
That's so true. Okay. That is all I have to say. And I appreciate you talking to me.
I love doing podcasty stuff. So thank you very much for reaching out.
Yeah, anytime. Cool. Okay. Send me your music when you have it, and I will talk to you soon.
Okay. Be well. And if you need a friend, I'm right here.
Okay. Bye, guys. Yeah. Thank you for listening to the This Is Fine podcast. I hope that you are doing okay, and just wanted to let you know that this podcast is sponsored by Beasley, a design and fashion brand that just released their first online magazine featuring Halifax artist Johan Black. You can read it now at thebeasley.com, TheBZly.com. I hope you have a great day.